Do you still eat something after 8 p.m.? Maybe just a light snack, a small piece of cheese, or even a banana. It feels harmless, right? But what if I told you that one common food, something millions of people over 60 eat before bed, could be silently putting your heart at risk while you sleep? It sounds dramatic, but more and more studies are uncovering a disturbing truth. After the age of 60, your body reacts differently to certain foods, especially at night. What used to be a simple evening treat may now be spiking your blood pressure, messing with your sleep quality, and slowly straining your heart without you noticing a thing. The worst part? Most people think they're choosing something healthy. But in reality, they're creating the perfect storm inside their bodies, just as they're trying to rest and recover. Tonight, while your body should be repairing itself, it may actually be in a state of high alert, just because of what you ate a few hours earlier. And if you've ever woken up at 3 a.m. with your heart racing or your head pounding, this could be the hidden reason. In this video, you'll discover which foods you should never eat after 8 p.m. if you're over 60, and why number 3 on the list is especially dangerous, even though most seniors think it's perfectly safe. Because sometimes it's not what you do during the day that harms your health. It's what you do right before bed. After 60, everything in your body starts to shift, from how you process food to how your heart responds to stress, rest, and recovery. And one of the most overlooked changes? The way your body reacts to certain foods at night. What used to be a harmless evening snack in your 40s or 50s may now cause dangerous spikes in blood pressure, disrupt your sleep cycles, and put unnecessary strain on your cardiovascular system, all while you're trying to rest. We often think of food as fuel, but after a certain age, food becomes much more than that. It becomes a signal to your body, a signal to rest, a signal to stay alert, or in some cases, a signal to panic. The truth is, eating the wrong thing at the wrong time can undo an entire day of healthy choices. You might be drinking your water, walking every morning, taking your medications on time, and still, your blood pressure remains unstable. Why? Because of what's happening at night, while you sleep. And this isn't about being extreme or fearful. It's about understanding how your body works now, and giving it the support it needs, at the right time, in the right way. So if you've ever struggled with high blood pressure, poor sleep, or those mysterious early morning headaches or heart palpitations, today's topic is especially important for you. In today's video, we're going to talk about the foods you should absolutely avoid after 8 p.m., especially if you're over 60, because protecting your heart doesn't end when the sun goes down. In fact, that's when it matters most. As we age, the relationship between food and the body becomes more delicate, especially at night. While certain evening habits may seem harmless, they can silently disrupt sleep, elevate blood pressure, and increase the risk of heart issues. Many seniors don't realize that what they eat after 8 p.m. might be quietly doing more harm than good. Let's start with something most people don't question: salty snacks. Whether it's chips, salted almonds, or a few crackers with cheese, these small bites can cause your body to retain fluid, straining your kidneys and raising your blood pressure. It may not seem like a big deal, but for someone over 60, even a modest amount of sodium at night can keep the heart under stress during sleep. Robert, 67, found this out the hard way. His nightly snack seemed innocent enough, but it was leaving him groggy, swollen, and with rising blood pressure despite his medication. Once he cut back on salt, his sleep and health improved. Processed meats like ham, bacon, and sausage come with a similar danger. They're filled with sodium, preservatives, and nitrates that constrict blood vessels. Maria, 72, thought her evening ham sandwich was a light dinner, until her sleep became restless and her breathing tight. A 24-hour monitor showed dangerous blood pressure spikes in the middle of the night. When she removed processed meats from her evening routine, her body began to rest the way it was supposed to. The same pattern shows up with sugar, especially the hidden kind. Many seniors reach for healthy snacks like fruit yogurt, cereal bars, or low-fat granola before bed, but these foods are often packed with added sugars that spike insulin, raise cortisol, and sabotage sleep. Ellen, 69, ate a cup of low-fat yogurt thinking she was making a smart choice, but her blood pressure crept up and her anxiety worsened. It turned out the yogurt had more sugar than a scoop of ice cream. When she switched to plain Greek yogurt with berries, her nights became calmer and her mornings brighter. Caffeine is another silent disruptor, and it hides in more places than coffee. Dark chocolate, mocha desserts, and some teas can all contain enough caffeine to keep your nervous system alert well into the night. George, 74, had no idea his evening square of dark chocolate was keeping his body on high alert. He felt tired, but not truly rested. Once he removed caffeine from his evenings, his sleep deepened, and his blood pressure began to normalize. Then there's spice, something many of us enjoy for its warmth and bold flavor. But spicy meals raise body temperature, stimulate adrenaline, and trigger acid reflux, which can cause nighttime pressure spikes and fragmented sleep. Teresa, 66, loved her evening spicy soup, but it left her overheated and uneasy at night. She realized her body needed to cool down, not heat up before bed. Swapping spice for calming herbs helped her regain restful nights. Red meat may feel like a hearty, satisfying dinner, but it's incredibly demanding for your digestive system, especially after 60. It keeps your metabolism active long into the night and can prevent your blood pressure from dipping naturally during sleep. James, 70, enjoyed steak for dinner, believing it was good protein, but his nights became restless, his chest tight. When he moved his meat-based meals to lunchtime and chose lighter options at night, his body finally began to rest, and his doctor even reduced his medication dosage. Even alcohol, something many see as a small pleasure, can turn against you after dark. A single glass of wine may help you unwind, but it disrupts REM sleep, raises nighttime cortisol, and creates unpredictable blood pressure swings. Carmen, 68, thought her nightly wine was part of a healthy routine until she began waking up anxious and exhausted. She took a 2-week break and saw her sleep, mood, and blood pressure dramatically improve. Finally, leftovers. Comforting, convenient, but often heavy. Heated pasta, cheesy pizza, or oily rice eaten late may feel practical, but your body sees them as a challenge. Douglas, 73, used to eat leftovers around 9:30 p.m. to avoid waste. But his nighttime palpitations and blood pressure spikes told another story. Once he shifted his eating schedule, his heart calmed and his energy returned. All of these foods, salty snacks, processed meats, hidden sugars, caffeine, spicy dishes, red meat, alcohol, and late-night leftovers, may seem harmless in the moment. But together, they form a silent pattern of nighttime stress, undermining the body's ability to heal, restore, and protect itself. The good news? Awareness is the first step to change, and by choosing lighter, simpler, and earlier meals, you give your heart the break it truly deserves. But change doesn't always come easy, especially when these habits are wrapped in decades of routine, comfort, and even identity. Many seniors, after a lifetime of structure, working, raising families, cooking for others, suddenly find themselves eating alone. The silence of the evening can invite emotional hunger more than physical hunger, and that's when these risky food choices tend to sneak in. A slice of leftover pizza is more than just food, it's nostalgia. A glass of wine isn't just a drink, it's ritual. The chocolate? A reward for making it through another long, quiet day. Understanding the why behind these habits is just as important as understanding their physical consequences. Let's take sodium again. It doesn't just affect the heart, it directly impacts the endothelial lining of your blood vessels, making them stiffer over time. That stiffness leads to higher blood pressure, reduced blood flow to vital organs, and eventually, greater strain on the heart muscle itself. At night, when your heart is supposed to be resting, this added stress keeps it working overtime, silently, relentlessly. And sugar. It doesn't just spike insulin. In older adults, it also increases levels of inflammatory cytokines, the chemical messengers linked to chronic diseases like dementia, diabetes, and cardiovascular decline. Eating sugar before bed floods the system when it should be settling. It's like trying to read a book in a room where someone keeps turning the lights on and off. Even the timing of food matters. Research now shows that circadian rhythms, your body's internal clock, govern digestion, hormone release, and blood pressure regulation. When you eat heavy meals late, you're forcing your body to act like it's noon when it should be in full repair mode. That mismatch confuses the system, throwing blood pressure into erratic patterns and weakening immune defense while you sleep. What's often misunderstood is that these small changes, like skipping the chocolate, eating earlier, or replacing a ham sandwich with a bowl of soup, don't just help with blood pressure. They improve everything: memory, mood, digestion, and even how well medications work. Because when your body isn't fighting food all night, it can focus on what it was designed to do during sleep: repair, rebalance, and restore. One of the most powerful discoveries in modern sleep medicine is that non-dipping blood pressure, when blood pressure fails to lower at night, is a major risk factor for heart attacks and strokes. And what causes that non-dipping? Late eating, salty meals, sugar, caffeine, alcohol, and poor sleep hygiene. The truth is, your evening choices shape your nighttime recovery, and your nighttime recovery determines the strength of your next day. When you give your heart, your brain, and your blood vessels the calm they crave after dark, you wake up sharper, steadier, and safer. It doesn't mean giving up pleasure. It means redefining comfort, finding joy in a warm mug of tea, a light dinner enjoyed slowly, or a peaceful night's rest that lets you rise feeling refreshed instead of foggy and fatigued. Your body is always trying to protect you, but after 60, it needs your help to do that, especially after 8 p.m. If you're still here, watching or listening closely, that tells me something important about you. You're not someone who takes your health for granted. You're part of a growing group of people who want more than just extra years. You want quality, clarity, and strength in the years you have. Now, I'd love to know something. Have you ever noticed your body reacting differently after eating at night? Maybe you've had trouble sleeping, woken up feeling bloated or anxious, or noticed that your blood pressure readings are higher in the morning than at night. These signs aren't random. They're your body talking to you. If you relate to any of what we talked about today, leave a comment below with the phrase, "I choose calm." It's a small phrase, but a powerful declaration that from now on, you're making choices that support your health, not stress it. And if this video helped you, inspired you, or made you think about your own habits in a new way, take a second to click like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with a friend or family member. You never know who might need this message today. Together, we're creating a space where growing older means growing wiser, not weaker. When we're younger, we hardly think about what happens in our bodies after dinner. But as the years go by, every choice begins to echo louder, especially at night. The truth is, most people over 60 aren't taught that the evening is a sacred window, a time when your body needs stillness, not stimulation, healing, not digestion. But now you know. Tonight, when you stand in front of the fridge or feel tempted to reach for that salty snack or that glass of wine just to unwind, you'll remember, your heart is listening. Your blood vessels are adjusting. Your brain is waiting for peace. The beauty of this stage of life is that you no longer need to rush. You don't need to prove anything. Now, it's about caring for yourself with the same love and patience you've given to others your whole life. And here's the most important part. Almost everything we talked about today can be improved with small, intentional shifts. You don't have to overhaul your life. You just have to pay attention and start choosing foods and routines that support the rest your body is craving. Your future isn't written in stone. Your age doesn't define your health, and your best years aren't behind you. They're just waiting for better care, better sleep, and better habits. So tonight, do something kind for yourself. Not dramatic, just kind. Eat light, sleep early, and give your heart the break it deserves. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about how long you live. It's about how well you live. If this video brought you new insights, if it helped you reflect on your habits, or even just made you feel seen, then I want to thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking your health seriously. And thank you for proving that it's never too late to learn, grow, and make powerful changes. Now before you go, here's what I'd love you to do, and it'll take just a few seconds, but it makes a big difference. Click the like button. It tells YouTube that this video matters. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss the next important topic we'll be sharing here. And if there's someone in your life, a sibling, a friend, a neighbor, who might be struggling with blood pressure, poor sleep, or nighttime eating habits, share this video with them. It could be exactly the wake-up call they need. And of course, don't forget to check the comments. Our community here is full of wise, supportive people just like you. When you write something, you're not just commenting, you're connecting. We're building something special on this channel. A space where aging isn't about slowing down. It's about showing up for yourself in smarter, gentler, more powerful ways. Take care of yourself tonight. We'll be back soon with more content to guide you, inspire you, and walk with you, step by step, through this incredible next chapter of your life. See you in the next video.